Sometimes, in our lives, we get stuck in bad habits that make us weak. These habits creep into us like wild plants we don't realize are growing, binding us in shackles that are difficult to break free from. We all have the potential to be stronger, tougher, but these bad habits prevent us from reaching our true potential. Let's discuss 10 bad habits that make us weak and how the ancient philosophy of Stoicism can help us overcome them. 1. Uncontrolled emotional reactions. In the labyrinth of life, we are often trapped in dark cycles of haunting thoughts and emotions. Negative emotions such as blazing anger, destructive jealousy, and heartbreaking sadness are like storms that sweep through our hearts without mercy. But, in that darkness, hides a profound truth, expressed by Epictetus, a wise Stoic philosopher. We are not disturbed by the things that happen, but by our view of those things. These words, as if penetrating to the core of our being, affirm that true power lies not in external events, but in how we choose to respond to them. To be able to weather emotional storms, we need to train ourselves to control our reactions and change our view of each situation. We must learn not to drown in a sea of anger, but to manage it wisely. We must transform destructive jealousy into appreciation and inspiration. And when sadness strikes, we must face it with courage and strength, not give in to despair. The key lies in discipline and self-awareness. With awareness of the power we have to control our reactions and outlook, we can move forward toward deeper inner peace. Every small step towards wisdom and serenity brings us closer to the true power that resides within us. The next bad habit is 2. Frequent complaining. We live in an age where complaining has become a rampant habit. Most of us tend to blame circumstances or lament what we don't have, without realizing that true happiness is not actually about having everything, but about accepting what we do have. Seneca, an inspiring Stoic thinker, made this point pointedly: happiness is receiving what we have, not what we want. This phrase is like a sword piercing into our consciousness, reminding us that true satisfaction is not about pursuing desires that are never fulfilled, but rather about appreciating what is already in front of us. To achieve inner peace and true happiness, we must learn to change our thought patterns. Instead of constantly lamenting what we don't have, let's learn to be grateful for what we do have. Whenever we feel anxiety or disappointment hitting us, let's stop for a moment and remember all the blessings we have received in this life. By focusing our attention on the things we already have, we can find true contentment and peace. What is no less important is to focus on the things we can control. We can't change all aspects of our lives, but we can control how we respond to them. Focusing on the things we can control will give us more power and control over our lives. In this way, we can achieve unshakable happiness, even in the midst of life storms full of challenges. The next bad habit is 3. Excessive desire and lust. In a life filled with temptation and desire, we are often caught in a vortex of boundless lust. Epictetus, a wise Stoic philosopher, teaches us a valuable lesson about the true meaning of inner contentment: to desire what happens and accept what happens. This simple phrase has a deep meaning. It is a call to all of us to free ourselves from the shackles of unlimited desires and find peace in acceptance. We must learn not to remain fixated on insatiable desires, but rather to recognize that true happiness is not about having everything, but about accepting what is already in front of us. Controlling our passions and desires is not an easy task, but it is an important step on the journey to wisdom and inner peace. We must learn not to be too attached to the material world and external achievements, but to direct our attention inward, toward the richness of the soul and true happiness. When we are able to free ourselves from the shackles of excessive desire, we will find true freedom and the ability to enjoy life more fully. In addition, we must learn to distinguish between truly important desires and unnecessary ones. By sorting through our desires and focusing on the things that have true value in life, we will be able to free ourselves from unnecessary burdens and direct our energy in a more meaningful direction. That is how we can achieve lasting inner peace, through liberation from the shackles of binding desires. The next bad habit is 4. Feelings of superiority or inferiority. Often in our lives, we get caught in a web of feelings of superiority or inferiority. Marcus Aurelius, a wise Roman emperor and a prominent Stoic thinker, taught us important lessons about the correct perspective on our relationships with fellow humans. He taught that we are all part of a larger universe, a complex interconnected network, and that no one is better or less than another within this overall framework. This message, simple yet profound, reminds us that there is no room for unwarranted pride or inferiority, because we are all equally valuable in the eyes of the universe. To achieve inner peace and balance in relationships with fellow human beings, we must learn to look past differences and appreciate the common value in each individual. We must humble ourselves and reject inflated egos and respect human diversity with full appreciation. When we are able to see the beauty in our similarities and embrace diversity with an open heart, we will find true peace in our relationships with our fellow humans. That is the inspiring call of Marcus Aurelius, a call to live with humility and unconditional love for all living things. The next bad habit is 5. Neglecting spiritual and inner needs. We live in a world that is often too busy and too rushed, so we tend to neglect our spiritual and inner needs. The wise words of Epictetus, an inspiring Stoic philosopher, are a moving highlight. Don't let your mind be your slave, practice concentration. This expression reminds us of the danger if we let our thoughts wander without control, getting caught up in meaningless noise. We must understand the importance of giving time to reflect and find peace within ourselves. Through the practice of meditation or reflection, we can delve into the depths of our soul and discover the wisdom hidden within. Charting the path to inner peace is not easy, but it is a very important step in our spiritual journey. We must learn to slow down our steps, quiet the hustle and bustle of the outside world, and immerse ourselves in deep stillness. In these moments, we can hear our inner voice more clearly, understand our true desires and needs, and find true peace amidst the chaos of the world. More than just a practice, meditation or reflection is an opportunity to connect with the universal wisdom that flows within us. By cultivating awareness of our presence in this world and deepening our understanding of ourselves, we can achieve a higher level of inner peace. That is why it is important for us not to ignore our spiritual and inner needs, but to regularly take time to reflect and seek peace within ourselves. The next bad habit is 6. Living in the past or future. We are often trapped in the web of a torturous past or lulled into dreams of an uncertain future. Seneca, the wise Stoic philosopher, reminds us of the importance of facing present reality. To live now is the most important life. This expression is simple, but has a deep meaning. This is a call for all of us to release ourselves from the shackles of a haunting past and disturbing fantasies of the future, and turn our attention to the moment we are living in now. In every second that passes, there is beauty and meaning that we can find if we choose to live in the moment. We must learn to appreciate the small wonders around us, realizing our existence in the infinite flow of time. By releasing ourselves from the burdens of the past and the worries of the future, we can find true peace and deep joy in the present moment. That is the essence of living in balance and harmony, where we are fully present in our lives and gain wisdom from the experiences we are living. The next bad habit is 7. Uncontrolled materialistic pursuits. In a society filled with the lure of consumption and the desire for material wealth, we are often caught in an endless cycle of unlimited desires. Epictetus, a wise Stoic philosopher, stressed the importance of controlling our passions and desires, controlling our lusts and desires. These words remind us that true happiness is not to be found in an abundance of material wealth, but in our ability to control our desires and appreciate the value of what we already have. To achieve inner peace and balance in life, we must learn to live simply and be grateful for what is already in our lives. We must curb the urge to constantly pursue material goods and recognize that true wealth lies not in the amount of possessions we accumulate, but rather in the depth of contentment and inner peace we feel. By reducing excessive consumption and appreciating the value of what we already have, we can free ourselves from the shackles of shackled desires and find true happiness in simplicity. That is the call to live with awareness and contentment, directing our attention to what is truly important in this life. The next bad habit is 8. Anxiety about the future. In the flow of life, which is constantly changing and full of uncertainty, we often feel anxious and afraid of an uncertain future. Marcus Aurelius, a wise Roman emperor and a prominent Stoic philosopher, taught us the importance of accepting calmly everything that happens to us. This phrase is a call to all of us not to get caught in the trap of anxiety about an unknown future, but to embrace uncertainty as a natural part of life's journey. Learning to accept uncertainty is not an easy task, but it is an important step on the journey to inner peace and wisdom. We must learn to remain calm in the midst of the storm, to not be affected by emotional turmoil or fear of things that have not yet happened. By accepting the fact that change is an integral part of life, we can free ourselves from the burden of burdensome anxiety and find true peace in a calm mind and an open heart. That is the inspiring call of Marcus Aurelius, a call to live with courage and calm amidst the changing currents of life. In the busyness and stress of everyday life, we often tend to ignore our body's very important needs. Harmful habits such as overeating or lack of exercise are often patterns that are difficult for us to avoid. However, Seneca, a wise Stoic philosopher, reminds us of the importance of maintaining a healthy body. A healthy body is the foundation for all our activities. This phrase not only underlines the close connection between bodily health and the quality of our lives, but also highlights that a healthy body is the main foundation for achieving goals and true happiness. Taking good care of our bodies is not just a physical obligation, it is also an investment in the balance of our mind, body, and spirit. By maintaining a healthy body, we can increase the clarity of mind and energy needed to passionately pursue our goals. Additionally, maintaining balance between mind, body, and spirit will help us face life's challenges better, because we will have a solid foundation to overcome any obstacles that arise. We must change our mindset about our bodies from being just a tool used to achieve a goal, to a faithful partner on our life journey. By paying proper attention to bodily health, we not only improve our quality of life physically, but also emotionally and spiritually. That is the message passed down by Seneca, a call to live with full awareness of the importance of caring for the body as a residence for our souls. The next bad habit is 9. Comparing ourselves to others. In a life journey full of competition and external judgment, we often get caught in a web of comparing ourselves with others. Dissatisfaction with our own achievements often arises when we focus too much attention on the success of others and feel less worthy because we feel unable to reach the standards set by others. However, Epictetus, a wise Stoic philosopher, reminds us of an important truth: we cannot control the actions of others, but we can control our reactions to them. This message provides deep enlightenment that true happiness does not lie in competing with others, but in appreciating and developing ourselves. To achieve inner peace and true contentment, we must learn to detach ourselves from the trap of comparison with others and focus our attention on our own unique journey. By understanding that each individual has a different life trajectory, we can free ourselves from the pressure to always be on top and achieve accomplishments that seem worthy in the eyes of others. Instead of comparing ourselves to others, we must learn to celebrate our own progress, no matter how great it may be, and appreciate the journey we have been on. Our lives are unique stories, and we must learn to write them with pride and satisfaction, without being influenced by other people's views or judgments. That is the message bequeathed by Epictetus, a call to live with confidence and freedom, directing our attention to true personal achievement and growth. In overcoming this bad habit, we must build self-discipline, fortitude, and inner calm. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Don't let your mind be your slave, practice concentration." By following the teachings of Stoicism, we can free ourselves from the shackles of bad habits and achieve true power within ourselves. Let us together pursue wisdom, courage, and inner peace. Let us be our own masters, leading our lives with integrity and dignity. Together, we can reach our true potential and live meaningfully.